All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're doing something a little bit different. We are gonna do a story time. I know I've never done a story time before, but I wanted to try a lot of different things. We're still at the early stages of this channel. I've been doing gaming, I've been doing discussion videos, but I want to do story times and move on to vlogs, right? So I thought, what better story to talk about than the time I tore my ACL? And I truly think the time I tore my ACL probably had the biggest impact on where I'm at now and how I am now. So if you're in here already, you might as well grab your popcorn, grab your soda, grab your Oreos, grab your Nerds, grab your Laffy Taffy, grab whatever you need, because it's gonna be a great story. I'm gonna tell y'all how it felt, what I did after, the moments leading up to it, and everything in between, man. I'm just gonna tell you everything. But without further ado, let's get into this video. It's Tall T, I'm here. All right, so this story probably starts without me going too far ahead. In 2016, I graduated from high school, right? I decided not to play basketball anymore after high school, and that's a whole nother video, and I promise you I'm gonna put that video up because that's a whole interesting, that's a little bit of a deeper topic. But after high school, I was like, I'm done, whatever. I decided to go to FIU. In high school, we had this class called AVIT, which is like a college prep class. So I I registered for like 4 colleges. One of them was FIU, and I ended up getting in, and it was in Miami. I had a friend who convinced me to go, so we went. So the whole time in FIU, right, even though I didn't want to play anymore, I made a lot of friends there, and a couple of my friends were like real hoopers, and one of them actually walked on for the team. Long story short, he convinces me, oh, you need to go, you need to like try out. I already missed the walk-on period for my first semester, so for that first year, but in my head I really missed basketball. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna practice every single day, I'm gonna hoop, I'm gonna get in the weight room, because I've seen him play before, no not, but I was like, I'm better. I thought at least I was better than him. I mean, you should always have that opinion, but I was like, I'm better than him, so if he made it, I can make it for sure, right? That was my mind, that was my thought process. And then after that, it was just a matter of me putting in work and getting better, because he was sort of like a template, if that makes sense. I sort of got a cheat code. He was a template, so I could say, okay, I need to be better in this next year to have a shot. For any of those who know, and this is a whole nother story, when you go to college and you live, like, even though I was only 4 hours away, I was in Miami, not Orlando. And that's a whole, I promise you, that's a whole nother story. Miami was crazy, FIU was crazy. I left, and again, I will tell you guys that in a future story, but I had a great time. I won't lie to you. Made a lot of good friends there, met a lot of good people there. But anyway, I lived in Orlando, so whenever you come back, right, I was hitting up every party, I was going to the club, I was trying to show off. I don't know what I was trying to show off, but I was trying to be like, you know, I'm back, I'm here. I can't explain it, but if you've been gone for a long time and you come back, even if not just for college, like you moved, or people who go like to the military for a couple of months, you come back, you just feel good, you know, like you feel like it's your city. So winter break hits. Winter break is like it starts in December and it ends early January. Winter break hits, I'm there in Orlando the whole time, just hooping, going to parties, going to the club, having fun with my friends, because I haven't seen my friends in a long time, and I'm big on chilling with my friends. I get invited by a friend to go play at Faith Assembly, right? So we get there, you know, I'm feeling good. It's like, oh yeah, Terrell's here, blah, blah, blah. We go, we hoop, because I remember, I know a lot of these people, and I haven't seen a lot of these people in a long time. So I'm talking, I'm chilling, having a good time. It's time to get on the court. We play like, I personally play 3 games. First 2 games were chill, my team is winning, we're running, whatever. We're having a good time. The 3rd game is where I tore my ACL. So real quick, like a background on myself, I've never had a serious injury before that. I think the worst thing I had was like a very, very weak concussion. Other than that, I mean, I've never really seriously sprained anything. I've never broken anything. I had surgery on my tonsils. Does that count? Does that count? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I had no serious injuries up to that point. And also another thing, and I learned this now, is I never used to stretch. I promise you, I don't know why. Now looking back at it, now I stretch. Every time before I hoop, I stretch, because I went through this whole experience, so I know, and I know how important it is. But before then, you know, I'm young. I graduated when I was 17. At this point in the story, I'm 18. I'm not worried about stretching because I don't think it's that serious in the first place. So what ends up happening is we play, the 3rd game starts. I don't remember what the score is or anything. I just remember the other team has the ball, right? One of their players goes down, he crosses half the court, he just throws into the paint, he throws a turnover. My team gets the ball, I'm at the 3-point line, and I run out, I break, and I start leaking, right? Leaking means that I'm just running ahead of the defense. I know we got it, so I'm like, okay, let me get an easy point. I leak, and he throws me the ball because I'm ahead of everybody. In my head, I'm like, okay, I can just dunk this real quick, right? The next closest person is not next to me at all, right? He's not close to me, so I'm thinking this is just gonna be easy, I'm wide open, it's whatever. And he's so far away from me that the only way he can catch up is if he runs as fast as he can, or if he just does a dirty play that he has no chance of touching the ball and he just hits me. But I'm not thinking we're gonna do that because it's friendly competition and we're at a church. That's all I'm gonna say. But what ends up happening is I have the ball, I catch the ball, I'm at a 3-point line, I take one dribble, I don't see anybody next to me. right? At that moment, I'm not worried about that at all. I take one dribble, boom. I go, I take my gather, I'm inside the 3-point line. This guy, let me not even say this guy. What ends up happening is I jump off my left leg. So on my right leg, that's where I tore my ACL, right? On my right leg, I plant my foot. I feel hands on my back and weight, like a whole bunch of weight on me. I weigh 200 pounds now. At the time, I probably weighed 170. And this dude, at least, at minimum, weighed 250, right? So that's, how much is that? 410, 420 pounds on my knee, right? On that one knee. My long story short, my knee ends up twisting like this. I can't explain it, but it's like this, right? Smacks the floor. My knee smacks the floor. I'm still standing up. So if you can imagine me dipping, like I'm still standing up and I'm like boom, and my knee hits the ground and twists. So I'm gonna put up a picture of what an ACL actually looks like, but imagine that ripping, because that's what happened. And my knee twists in a way that it should not twist, and it bent, right? When I tell you I was on the ground like, going Super Saiyan, going crazy, in so much pain, right? I calmed down a little bit. They're like, oh my God, like you gotta get up, you gotta get up. The main problem with the story is the people that were supposed to help me, they didn't know what was going on, because I didn't know I tore my ACL, and they didn't know what was going on, so they didn't make anything better. I'm on the floor, just going crazy, right? What ends up happening is the couple people around me, they're like web doctors, they think they know what's going on. They're like, oh, you probably just bruised your knee or something. You got to get up, wrap it, and then put your knee, elevate your leg so that you don't feel any pain. What ends up happening is I'm like, look, I just need to like sit down for a little bit, because when you tear your ACL, you don't want it to be an ACL tear. I could sort of tell it was something bad because I was telling them it popped. I go to sit back down, I'm in the chair. All I know is I close my eyes for 10 seconds, just like this, right? Close my eyes for 10 seconds. I open my eyes and somebody is wrapping a shirt around my knee, putting pressure, like tying that shirt like it's a do-rag, like you're trying to get waves that next day, right? And they put my foot on the chair, so my leg is just straight out like that, right? That's dumb, one, because my knee can barely hold itself up, because I tore my ACL and meniscus. It just sounds cooler to say I tore my ACL for whatever reason. And it's swelling at that moment. So the guy who drove me there, wait, let me explain how it felt first. So how it feels at this moment, the best way I can explain it to people is imagine a steak, right? A thick cut of steak. And I'm holding it in my hands like this. And I'm ripping it, but you know, a steak is so thick, it's not really gonna rip if you do this, right? It's not like cheese or Play-Doh where it's slowly gonna go like this. Think of like cold Play-Doh, right? I have the steak and it just pops, like pop like that, right? That's how it felt. When I tell you it hurt. So I'm over here and my ride is still in there playing, because we didn't know what it was, and I thought I could just chill for a little bit, and then I knew I was done for the night. I'm not gonna be dumb, like I knew I was out of here. But my ride is playing. I'm like, yo, like come on, we gotta go. He doesn't want to leave. I go to the person that's next to me, that's like, because there's a couple people around me that are actually looking out for me, to go get him. I'm like, look, go get Manny, go get him right now, because I gotta go. I can't do this. I need to take some pills or something. Nobody has nothing. I need to go do something. Manny comes, he takes me home. This was after he was playing for an extra 10 minutes. He's dirty, but he takes me home and he stops. But before we go, he stops at CVS. He's like, because I told him I need some pills because I don't know if we have any at home, because I'm visiting. I don't know exactly what we have. He goes and he gets me ibuprofen. I told you I took 6 of those ibuprofen in that car, and when I got home, I knocked out. Oh my God. I woke up the next day, he was gone. My family ended up coming home, right? Nobody knew what was wrong because he put me on the couch with my leg propped up. My leg was swollen. My leg looked like Respucia's legs. Like, you know who Respucia is? If you don't, okay, boom, picture Respucia's leg. I try to get up, I can't move, and I'm just like shaking. Like I'm shaking. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I'm dancing. Like I can't get up. But it's like I can't get up. So what I end up doing is I come to my mom, like, Mom, look, something happened. I don't know what happened. We don't know if I tore it or anything. But I'm like, I can't move. I had to get my brother's help for like the next 3 days before I can really move. She got me crutches and I was moving. The problem is I had to go back to school. Like, the world keeps moving. The world keeps spinning. Y'all know that. So I had to go back to school. I ended up going back to school and it was super swollen and I had crutches. We didn't think it was that serious. For some reason, like, I don't know if it's a black parent thing. I don't know what it is. I don't go to the doctor. I've never been the type of person to go to the doctor, so I just didn't go. Like, I was like, okay, it's gonna heal itself. We didn't know what was going on. I mean, my leg was huge, but my mindset was, I don't want it to be ACL tear. I don't want it to be anything serious, and it'll heal itself. Long story short, a whole bunch of time passes where I gotta ride a golf cart to classes. Like my friends gotta help me do everything. I can't go out. Honestly, at this point, I start going crazy, and this is one of the main reasons I left college. I start going crazy because I'm stuck in my room for months. I'm talking about like I literally can't move. I can't do anything. The social interactions start getting less and less because I started going to class less and less because depending on the day, the pain was serious and I didn't get it treated at all. I'm living with a torn ACL. Like it would be to the point where even when I got off the crutches, and I probably shouldn't have, I was walking with a limp and it would feel like my leg would like pop every like 10 steps. I remember I used to count, I used to pace it every 10 steps, just pop, pop, right? Things never got better. There was one time I remember the swelling went down enough for me to go shoot around with my roommate. Right? Because I told you, I love basketball. That's how this happened. I'm shooting around with my roommate. Tell me how I tore it. I didn't tear it again. It was already tore. But I ended up hurting myself again. It swelled up again. I told my mom, called her. She was like, look, you need to go get a doctor. The hardest thing about living by yourself for me was doing all that adult things like getting groceries. Again, that's a whole nother story, but getting groceries, scheduling appointments, doing all that. I'm in Miami too. I get an appointment. I go, they're like, you probably tore your ACL, but we need an MRI before we could do anything. I get an MRI, I tore my ACL and my meniscus, right? I go to my mom. At that point, I'm done. I'm like, I'm coming back home. I'm gonna get the surgery in Orlando because it's easier. And if I can't care for myself for like months, like to that point, I'd rather be at home, right? So before I left, I got really lucky and I was talking to the athletic director. I don't know how it happened. I think I knew somebody that knew the athletic director. She was like a grown woman. She didn't go to the school. Like she worked there. She pretty much every day gave me physical therapy as if I was like on one of the sports teams. Like we went through it every day, and some days it was really tough, some days it hurt, I'm not gonna lie. So what she told me basically was, if you do this now, it'll make the rehab process easier because you would have a foundation. Because what happens is when you go in to get that surgery, you're gonna lose a lot of muscle, you're gonna lose mobility, you're gonna lose a lot of function in your leg. But the stronger it is now, the stronger it'll be after the surgery. You're still not gonna be in great shape, but you're gonna be better off than if you just sat here and did nothing. So I did that. In June, I ended up getting surgery. June 2017, I got hurt early 2017. My basketball goals at this point were crushed because I was like, by the time next year starts, I'm still gonna be doing rehab. So I stopped thinking about that. I go get the surgery. I remember I wasn't nervous or anything. I got the surgery. And the hardest part about the whole process, I would say, was after the surgery, the pain that I felt once the perks wore off. They had me on perks, and you know, I'm not a drug person. I'll tell you that right now. Those perks had me thinking I was gonna be on the moon. I was gonna be on Mars. I was gonna be having a good time. I was gonna be flying, like floating, right?
Yo, purple sex, Molly, purple sex, Molly, purple sex.
No, I could barely feel them. All they did was give me a headache and make me loopy, so I stopped taking them. So the pain was insane, always. I ended up going to physical therapy, and the process was long, man. I mean, for the first 3 months, I couldn't walk, and then I started doing crutches, because you have to learn, what people don't get is you have to learn everything. I had to learn how to bend my leg again. I had no I think they call it range of motion. I had no range of motion. I had to learn how to bend it again. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to squat again. I had to learn how to jump again. And the hardest part for me was learning how to run again because I was scared that my leg couldn't support itself once I put that force and planted my foot. It took forever. But again, I got lucky. And there was a guy there who he used to be a athletic trainer at a college football team. One thing he told me to help me is to get my hips stronger. I never did hip exercise, and he was like, "Oh, you were a basketball player. Basketball players never work on their hips." We never did hip work. I'm not gonna lie, but he helped me out a lot. He pushed me, and it got better and better and better. Now I'm at the point. I think it's 2021, so it's like 4 years later, 3 years after my full recovery, 4 years after the surgery, and I'm better than I was, but I'm not the same as I used to be, which sucks because I'm only 22 years old. And to think that my prime athletically was when I was 17, 18, it sort of sucks. Like, for example, if I go up for a dunk now, it takes a lot for me to dunk. And I could feel the pressure on my leg. When I run, like running is good. At this point, it's been so long, running is good, squatting is good, exercising is good. But I still favor my left leg, and I can still feel a lot of pressure on my right leg. Maybe I should have kept doing rehab, and I think that's what it was. I should not have stopped. But my hopes are, and the motivation for me making this video is that I want to do basketball content too. At the point I am now, mentally, my IQ is great, my confidence is great. Like, I know what to do. My skill set is different. Athletically, my body doesn't match my mind, if that makes sense. Like, there'll be moments where I really think I'm about to dunk this, and then once I actually jump, I'm like, why did I think that I can't dunk that? Because at one time I could, now it's like I can't, right? So I mean, as of right now, it just feels weak. Not weak to where I can't support it. Like, I'm about to go play basketball later after I'm done recording this video. But I can tell it's not the same, and that's me. At this point, it's all on me. I just gotta go put in the work. It just sucks putting in the work because, like I said, I put in a lot of work to get to where I was a long time ago, like 12th grade and in my freshman year of college. So to restart that now when I really have nothing to work towards sucks. But I do have something to work towards, my health. We got way more story times coming. We have way more content coming. We're gonna have some sketches coming out, and like the gaming videos are always gonna be there because that's all I do. I game. I'm a gamer now. If you stay through this whole story time, if you skip into the end, whatever, if you're watching, I appreciate you. If you even took 10 seconds out to watch this video, I appreciate you. And you know what, that's a wrap for this video. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you want more, because you're gonna be missing out on a lot of great content. I promise you. Like I said, I want to vlog, I want to do some more sketches. I'm gonna keep these discussions coming out and these gaming content coming out, but we do a lot here. Like, I love anime, I love basketball, I love gaming, and I want this channel to be, you know, about that. I want to have a community where a whole bunch of people can get together that maybe not be similar but find new interests. That's all it's about. You know, we just want to be happy, we just want to have a good time. That's all life is about. I appreciate everybody for checking this video out, taking the time, even if you only watch 10 seconds. Have a great day.
That's all you gotta do is say that one time. Okay.